I'm coming more and more around to the prospect of voiding the league or calling it as finished points per game average. And as much as that'll leave Manchester United in 5th, I feel as though risking a full season next year, which will have more drama and more relegation just have normal amount of relegation, but have a more normalised football structure. I think it's better to prepare for that instead of, like I say, having these silly exhibition games where there's no consequences or relegation.
I think maybe you're right, but football next season will not be the same. You're not going to have regular football, I don't think, for this year.
No,
I think, and I've come to terms with the fact that you probably won't have fans in the stadium for any football game in 2020.
I don't think you'll have fans in the stadium in Western Europe or America for the next 2 years, Aidan. That's how I feel at this moment in time.
I don't think it'll be that long.
They're being very cautious, though.
It won't. I don't think it will last 2 years. I think if you're looking at, certainly you're not going to have fans this year. I don't see how that's going to work.
Well, City will be all right then because the revenue model won't have changed.
True, they're not relying on gate, and if they are, they'd be relegated by now.
The Etihad strikes again.
If they fire out the Champions League with no fans, PSG might have more of a chance of winning it.
It's one of those, Ed, and I feel as though the longer it goes on towards June and end of May, June, and then into July, I think we should just call it down this season and look to have a more cemented plan for next season starting in September.
Fair enough. I mean, we all know what I think on the situation. Patience and waiting it out. But again, we are none the wiser as to what the Premier League is thinking. There's lots of ideas being banded around. Some make more sense than others. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, one thing I do hope that doesn't happen is 2 teams come up from the Championship and then make it a 22 team league next year.
Yeah, if you're going to call things off and start scrapping them, then you just need to restart football from the last point where it worked. And that is the case of everyone just stays where they are, and you almost completely forget that this season even existed, which will be a shame because you've obviously played almost an entire season of football for nothing. But I suppose at this precise moment in time, you could never have accounted for what's happened.
One little caveat to that would be if it did get all cancelled, you could at least bring Barrow up from the conference because Bury went out of business and there's only 23 teams in League 1 at the moment. So whoever was top of League 2, push them up and then bring whoever was top Barrow in a conference up.
True. Yeah, that does make sense. You get a team in to replace Bury.